that throwout bearing is bad. And so here I wanted to show you the inside of my NV3550. Had some clutch problems, and I just brought this bad boy in here. I wanted to show you guys how this works. So if you've never seen the inside of an NV3550, this one comes out of an 04 Jeep Wrangler with a 5-speed transmission. And so I'll just point some things out to you. So this is the throwout bearing, and here that throwout bearing is bad. And so the throwout bearing connects to your, this throwout bearing connects to your clutch fork, sits back in there, attaches with these pins, and it sits in there by this little spring. So you can see that guy right there. So this is, that one's original. And so what happens is you've got a slave cylinder that when you push the clutch, pushes in, pushes on the throwout bearing, which pushes on your pressure plate. So that's kind of the general gist of how that works, but I wanted to kind of show you guys what happened. So also in my Jeep, when I would leave it in like in a gear, like I'm sitting at a red light, but the clutch is in, there's no sound. But if I'm in neutral and I let off the clutch, it would just sit there and rattle, and you just hear this, almost like this tapping sound. And so basically what happens is, since there's no, I'm gonna get dirty, since there's no pressure on this, it just sits there and wiggles just like that. So in doing some research on that, that's actually this spring, where I've never replaced this spring before. It's bad. So you'll need to get you a new spring if you go to do that. And you just take it off just like that. It's the first time I've taken this one off on this one, but you can see it's worn right there. And so, especially on this side, you can see a lot of the metal that's been worn off of it over the years, where it's just been sitting there on that pivot ball. And so what I recommend you do is to get a new one and replace that if you don't. I mean, they're pretty cheap. You can find them on Amazon and other places, but that's also how you take the clutch fork loose. So you take it off just like this, and you can see that it sits in there like that. It's got these, let me bring it up here. It's got these little pins right there, and they sit in there just like that. And that's how your throwout bearing attaches to your clutch fork. On the other side, right here, you have a pivot ball, and that ball just sits there and spins, and the end of that right here on this clutch fork attaches and sits in this pivot ball, and it's held together with that spring.